This video was produced by the UMSU Advocacy Service to answer questions you may have about your exam result or your assessment mark or grade. This video will assist you in knowing what to do if you want to dispute and appeal your result.
Oh no! I'm not happy with my mark. Is there anything I can do?
Yes, you may be able to dispute your mark or your result, providing your dispute meets the criteria set out in the university's assessment and results policy. If you were affected by unforeseen circumstances out of your control that had a severe impact on your assessment, then you should apply for special consideration. There's more information about this process on the UMSU Advocacy Services website. But in this video, we're talking about what you can do when there were no special circumstances. You did the exam or the assignment, but you received a mark lower than you expected or felt you deserved. Before we go any further, here's an important point. Just because you spent a lot of time working on an assignment or preparing for an exam doesn't necessarily mean you're guaranteed a good mark. Before you can dispute your mark, you first need to seek feedback on your mark from the subject coordinator. You should do this as soon as possible after you get your mark. If it's an exam, your subject coordinator may arrange exam viewing sessions. If this is not offered, you may need to arrange an appointment to see the subject coordinator for feedback. During the feedback session, it's important that you go through the marking rubric or criteria and see how you performed against it. You may discover you received a fair mark after all. But if you think that your assessment was not marked properly, then you may have a case to dispute the mark. It's important to remember that the feedback session isn't the proper forum to dispute your mark or grade. It's a means of finding out what happened, where you might have gone wrong, and whether you should take it further. Think of it in terms of information gathering in order to build your case. If the subject coordinator is not available to meet with you, does not respond to your email, or isn't helpful in giving you this feedback, or you're not satisfied with their response, you can email your course coordinator or head of school or department to request feedback. Once you receive feedback, if you're not satisfied and you wish to take the matter further, then you can go ahead with an assessment dispute.
Okay, I've received feedback from the subject coordinator and now I wish to dispute my mark.
Okay, well here's where it gets technical. The university's assessment and results policy sets out the process for disputing a mark. You can pursue an assessment dispute under either academic judgment or procedural issues, or sometimes even both. They are two different categories. I'll explain what's meant by these terms, because the way the university deals with assessment disputes is different depending on which category is relevant to you. Academic judgment means that the examiner has the necessary expertise in that academic area of study to properly assess your work. If you believe the assessor hasn't correctly judged the academic quality of your exam or assignment, then you can dispute the mark that you received under this category. In this case, you need to write to the head of school or department. In your email, you should explain why you believe the mark was not appropriately reached in accordance with the marking criteria. Your dispute will be heard by the chair of the Board of Examiners, because only they have the scholarly expertise to assess your work. They should write back to you with their final decision. This is the end of the line for escalating disputes of this nature. The other category under which you can dispute your mark is procedural issues. Procedural issues relate to any errors in the process of marking. This includes how the assignment or examination was designed, prepared, and administered. If the university procedures were not properly followed, and this has directly affected the way you did the assessment, causing you to get a bad mark or grade, you can dispute this on procedural grounds. In this case, you need to again raise the issue with your subject coordinator, or if the subject coordinator does not respond, the course coordinator or head of school or department. If you're still not satisfied, you can raise a formal grievance with the academic registrar in writing. The UMSU Advocacy Service can help you with this. Now, with either of these categories, if your dispute is successful, your mark may be adjusted. You may get a better mark, or the mark may stay the same as it was before. In some cases, the mark may actually be lowered if it was determined that your original mark was too high. So before deciding to proceed with the dispute, you should bear this possibility in mind. As you can see, it can be tricky to work out what rights you have and how to dispute your mark. Once you've received detailed feedback from the subject coordinator, if you're still not sure about how to proceed, contact the UMSU Advocacy Service and they can assist you. We hope this video helped to explain how an assessment dispute works. On this webpage, you can find UMSU's advocacy contact details, more information and links to the university's policies and procedures.